Power 104.7.
Rise and shine, St. Paul. Start your day the Power way. The Wake Up on Power 104.7 FM. Monday through Friday from 8 to 10. Let's go. Let's go.
Wake up. This is the Wake Up.
Welcome back, y'all. Hey, we live in the building. This is the Wake Up on Power 104.7, and we got a special guest in the building. It's Women's Month. It's March, so we finna fill y'all with
Women's History Month. Say it right. Put
Women's
some
Month,
respect
Women's
on
History
that.
Month, all of that. So we finna hit y'all with some dope women that's gonna come in the building all month, and we're starting off right with Nakara Forje. Hey, honey.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Man, this is gonna be a really dope conversation, I feel like, just because, you know, we've known each other for a nice little bit of time, and I've watched you like grow your whole entire identity as far as the MC and a curator and all that. And of course you was doing all that before we met, right? But just seeing it now from the moment I met you all the way till today, even when I did the recap for your Love Hangover. Yes. So the growth and seeing it all, I'm just excited that you're here and we could talk about it.
Thank you.
Yes. So getting straight into it, when I met you, you was Solo Star. Now you're Nakara Forje.
Yep.
What made you want to change your name?
A couple of things. I feel like I show up really authentic in my music, and so it no longer made sense to have a stage name.
Okay.
I just wanted to show up as me. I was already showing up as me, right? Just giving so much of myself and my performances and my music and my presence. And so that was one of the things. So Nakara Forje is my birth name, my first and middle name. And then also there's a rock band named Solo Star.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't know if you peep in my catalog, but you'll see like their music will play after mine, or you know their stuff will pop up with mine. And it still happens sometimes. But yeah, that was great incentive as well.
Okay, that's funny because there's an artist out there named Shardae too. It was actually two of them. So if you look at my catalog and stuff, you see our music all intertwined, and it bothers me like, oh my God, I need to change my name.
I wouldn't know what to do with that. I'd probably be like, man.
I mean, you could get around that and buy, like, trademark the name, and then they would have to change their name. So I mean, I can go that deep with it if I really wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you ever think about that, or was the rock band already trademarked?
They're not.
Okay.
But my name is pretty. I like it.
It is.
Thank
it is.
you.
It fits
so
you.
I was just like, yeah, it's just I'm growing, I'm elevating, and so the name needs to reflect.
I was gonna ask, did you feel like that with the circumstances, okay, you know, your catalog being mixed with some you know, a band name the same as Solo Star, but do you feel like the change of the name came with the healing process too? Like it's time to move different, be different, so the name got to be different.
Yes. Solo Star was a name that I created from like being a loner and feeling set apart in not the best ways. And so just as I was growing, you know, at the time that I changed my name, I was a part of an artist collective. I felt a deeper sense of belonging, not just to community, but to myself. And so it's like, I don't need to be solo no more. People still call me that. It's still going to be a part of me. But
we had a guest up here, and I said your name, and it was like, I said Nakara Forje, and it was like, who that? And I was like, Solo Star. And it was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I can see that. Okay, so let's get into healing and artistry, because you do a good job at mixing both, right?
Thank you.
With all the different collectives that you are part of, let us know the very first thing that you created or you came up with outside of just being, you know, a lyricist.
My first curated event was at Arnella's in like 2009. This is when we first, this is when we first started swag. So myself, Essence, shout out to Finesse Banks, Lyric Lachey,
Nice.
Who else? It was so many of us, man, and it was probably like 9 of us.
That's a powerhouse, yo.
Man,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It was so fire. It was just such an incredible sisterhood. And so we threw the swag bash at Arnella's, and we had OBF, anybody who was popping at the time. It was just a really good time. And so that was my first time like curating a space. And then I would say I really got into it heavier in like 2014. I curated Black Acapella.
Okay.
And that was an acapella hip hop show. It was, no matter what your medium was, you had to perform acapella.
Wow.
And it was really just like, we want to hear the bars.
That sounds fire.
Thank you. And
That
so I
sounds
did that
fire.
5 consecutive years. I've had an open mic up at what was the spot in Uptown? They used to be Stella's. I had an open mic
Okay,
at Stella's
yeah.
for like a year. So yeah, I love curating spaces. I love creating a vibe. Like that's a passion of mine.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to come in some of your spaces. You did part of your, and we're gonna get into the Hoochie thing, but you did the like the Kendrick Lamar,
Writing workshop.
the writer workshop,
Yep.
and you did the Nipsey Hussle one and all that stuff. So like I said, I've been a part and came to a lot of your events, and they were super dope. Like
Thank
really, really nice. And you
you.
put a lot of thought into them.
I
You know what I'm
do.
saying? Some
I
people
do.
just put things together because they want to make a few dollars at the door or something.
Yeah, no, there's a
But,
healing
yeah.
component to every single thing that I do. And it's important to me for people to understand the artist behind the work. Besides just being entertained, like I want you to learn us, to know us. Like we're people. Yeah.
Absolutely. Just to get a little into it, you had started the Deep End Challenge. Is that something that you still are doing, or you're still going to be making more content for?
I absolutely would like to. The Deep End Challenge is very emotionally taxing and
Okay.
expensive to put on because it's free to community. And so hiring a swim coach, making sure that folks are fed, all of the supplies that go into it. I need a budget for it.
Absolutely.
And so just as I'm elevating in my career, I'm not dumbing down my price. And so, yeah.
That makes sense. Did you know how to swim before you did the Deep End
I
Challenge?
did not.
You did not. So you learned how to.
I learned how to swim as a part of the Deep End Challenge.
Wow,
yeah.
that's lit. So you can go in 6 foot water right now and be
I
straight.
can.
That's lit. So how do you feel about that now? Because again, going back into how, you changed your name. That was a healing, evolving, situation. So now knowing how to swim, when you get in that water now, do you mentally go to a place like, I didn't know how to do this 3, 4, 5
it's
years
so
ago?
freeing, and
Really?
it really just it speaks to the power of artistry and like how deep it can go. Like it's really man, it's really operating in your God body. You know what I'm saying? When you can liberate other people and free them from their trauma and really give them a life skill that can save their life.
Absolutely.
Like so many women's lives have been changed by the Deep End Challenge.
That's lit.
Mentally, emotionally, physically. And so I'm just grateful that God uses me as a vessel to be able to do that for others.
Absolutely. Now, do you keep that black girl stigma like, or I can't get my hair wet though? Like, do you get all the way in?
I
Or do
get
you-
all the way in. I
Just
get all the
saying.
way in. Like I love swimming so
Okay.
bad. Like I've swam in the ocean. I did that. Was
What?
that last year? Yeah. So like my next thing for the Deep End Challenge, I really want to make it a retreat and like go out of the country. I know the
Nice.
country's kind of like it's a lot going on right now, but
Yeah.
that's my next goal with that. I want to take it somewhere else.
Is it a difference in the water from like a pool in the ocean? Do you feel?
It is. Number one, it's God made. And then it's just so vast. It's so big. It's like, I think that's going to free women in a different way versus like a controlled setting.
Yeah, I was gonna say water is alive. So
Exactly.
it just being able to float and just go with the waves, just go with it. You're hearing the natural wind, the natural water, the
And it's
animals.
salt water, so it holds you up in a
It
different
does.
way.
It
And
does.
I think that's a part of the healing component, right? Because we're fearful of water. We're scared that it's going to take us over, that we drown and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, God made water wants to hold you up. Your body will literally float if you relax. And black women don't know how to relax. That's part of our problem. That's part of our bondage.
Man.
And so I could go down a rabbit hole.
Girl, because I was
but-
going to say, I just seen a TikTok. It's like a TikTok trend right now when they be like, when women are in these survival modes, right? We'll wake up to clean the house, and for some reason, it's like we rushing to clean, or we rushing to do this, or and then you
Man,
got to
what?
sometimes stop and be like, you ain't got to rush to do that.
That
Just
was
take your
literally
time.
Me this morning. So
What?
I took my son on a mommy-son date last night, and so we got to bed a little later. He was exhausted. He didn't want to get up. I didn't want to get up. And at one point, I found myself being tense and like rushing him, and I'm just like, you know what? No, I can choose to be well, right?
Yeah.
I can lean into ease. Like, we're already late. Let's take our time.
Right, we already late.
Let's take our time. Like, why am I going to
Absolutely.
make you upset and keep myself all tense trying to rush and we already late? No,
Right.
like, you can always choose ease and wellness and peace.
That remind me when you like late to work, and you be like, I might as well stop at Caribou now.
Might as
I'm
well-
already.
I might as well get my coffee. Like, yeah.
That happens to me
And
a
I
lot.
still made it here on time. And
And
so
you
it's
still
just
made it on
like,
time.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that anymore. Like, I'm a Capricorn. I could be very a control freak.
Fire sign,
And-
yes.
Yeah, no, that's an earth sign.
Oh, that is an earth sign. I'm
Earth
thinking,
sign, yeah. My
I'm
son is
thinking
a fire
something else.
sign, but
Okay.
like
You think it's Sagittarius?
I am a Sagittarius.
I'm learning that my power is in surrender and not being in control. And there's so much freedom in that. And so yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, just to piggyback a little bit, then we'll move on. That reminds me, I've been telling a lot of women, like, women don't realize there's power in submission. And when I say submission, I'm not talking about like to men, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying submission, period, because it teaches you to be soft. It teaches you how to be patient, how to calm down, how to slow down. And you don't realize how much you can do when you are submissive, right?
Yep.
So that just wanted to bring that up because I've been leading with that for a few months now, and it's been helping me a lot.
Absolutely.
So, Intenz, anything you want to throw in, because I know I'm leading here. I'm sorry.
Hey, no, I'm a fly on the wall. Like I'm over here fangirling right now.
Yo,
Oh, my goodness.
you had me so geeked when you said that. You really made my day. Like, I just appreciate your support over the
Yeah,
years.
man,
for sure.
it's crazy because the first time I actually got I heard Solo Star back in the day, but like now, like who you are now,
Yeah.
and then once we did the lock-in last year, and just being able to record you, but just seeing how your pen is, crazy
Thank
work.
you.
So my question is, you're a part of the Gladiator School too?
Uh-huh.
All right. What got you into really wanting to like definitely get that pen muscle working?
Man, I love a challenge, and I really truly feel like I am elite, and I say that humbly because it's not a gift that I gave myself. It's something that God endowed me with. And so anytime I really get to flex that, and I'm not bound by like a concept or a song or a structure, it's like I'm gonna go crazy every time. So like, man, shout out to Righteous MC. He just dropped his project as well. He's a leader at Gladiator School.
Nice.
And I heard, a little birdie told me that my Gladiator School verse was the best out of all their iterations. And so,
Not gonna hold you, bro.
little things I do.
When it comes down to it, like I
Okay.
said, just seeing you just in that small time of space when we pulled up that beat last
Yeah.
year, and just how quick you put that 16 together,
Yeah.
and then just that way you approach the track. I'm not even gonna lie, that when I hear you say yes, I'm like,
That's your signature, man. Whenever I hear it, it gives you a little something like.
man,
Ooh.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, because it gives off a very elegant lady. But then once those lyrics start hitting and those bars
Ferocious.
start coming out, I'd be like, man,
She was cute, but she
yeah.
going crazy.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right? Yeah. I'm like, hey man, let me go ahead and get my bars up real quick.
Absolutely.
Try
I
to
love
work
that.
this out. But it's just amazing. I'm at a loss for words because of the simple fact that like hearing the project, Scarred, if I'm not mistaken,
Sacred.
track
Sacred.
Okay, I'm sorry, Sacred. Just hearing that on Monday when we played it, is just phenomenal, like phenomenal, and the fact that you're out here being vulnerable on this project and opening up yourself is a phenomenal woman. I'm not even gonna hold
Thank
you.
you. Well, you getting my eyes juicy.
And I never heard of that. Eyes juicy. That's crazy.
That's a new one. Don't steal her stuff.
I'm not gonna take it. I'm
But
not.
no, just I love it because it's different than what the normal is now, especially for female artists and lyricists.
Yeah.
We don't have to keep talking about shaking tails and you know what I mean in the
Yeah.
club and all that and finessing guys. Like I love the concept and I love exactly how your content is.
Thank you.
And like I said, I'm a fan. I couldn't help but last year become a deeper fan. So when I'm at Urban Lights and we're just talking, you, Sienna, Righteous, just that Gladiator School, like y'all are like top tier. Louis
Thank
Blaze,
you.
How do you
Lord, Juice
get
Lord. Oh my God,
how do
y'all
you
are
get
top
into
tier.
the Gladiator School?
You're invited.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's lit. Okay.
Yeah, just know everybody can't go down that
I'm about to
road.
say, so you gotta
I'ma
be
keep it
fired.
100.
Okay.
You have to like have a good pen, and if you like, they'll help you too. But you have to have a good pen when it comes down to being in that class.
Yeah.
And like for Maya Marshall, like just
Yeah, she went crazy.
man, I can't wait until the next one. I
Nice.
can't wait until the
You
next
hear that,
one.
Righteous? We can't
Can't
wait until the next one.
And I'm gonna make sure that I don't have to work that
Right,
time.
right. So let's get into, because we're talking about your pen game, right? Now, for a little bit of time, you was making big headlines in the Minnesota scene because it was these diss record things going on. Yeah, I gotta get a little messy, just a
That is
little
so
bit.
funny.
Hey, they wanted war, bro.
Yeah,
That's all I can
they
say.
wanted war. How do you feel when people challenge you like that? You know what I'm saying?
You know, sometimes I don't even give it any gas. I think some people are not even worth responding to. So there's a lot that I probably miss.
Okay. Do me a favor
but-
real quick. Pull this up just a little close to you. My bad. There we go.
There's a lot that I probably missed. However, I ain't even gonna say Buddy name, but I had time.
Okay.
I had time, and it was fun.
You talking about the one from last year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say no names.
And then the beat I chose, it really was all in fun. Like, it was a joke to me. I didn't really take it seriously, but I was just like, the audacity.
Yeah.
Like you really, you're a fan of mine, and I don't say that in a nasty way, but like you're literally in my inbox every single day, and then you're gonna drop a diss? Is you cool?
Ooh.
I was just, my flabbers were gassed. I was just like, oh, okay,
Yeah, and then you have so many people like behind you though. Like, this ain't the one.
let's
not come for
don't
this
poke
one.
the bear.
Yeah.
I wrote that verse in like 3 minutes, y'all. I was just like,
You see, I'm trying to tell you that
You had to
pen
get some
is
things off your
immaculate.
chest.
and recorded it in like 7 minutes. Like,
Wow.
it took me like 2 takes because I didn't know it, but yeah, it was fun.
That seemed fun.
I ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed it for the simple fact that it was kind of at that turning point of where Kendrick was just slaying Drake.
Yeah.
So for it to for that energy to come and be in the city,
Yes.
and then you Louis Blaze, like a lot of y'all was like, hey, okay, for real, you really gonna do this? All right,
I think I
gotcha.
actually ended the beef because everybody was like, "Oh, we ain't got to respond no more."
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
for
that,
real.
it
You did.
it
It was done.
totally like
It was your
Put
Kendrick
the
moment
flames
for
out.
sure.
Yeah,
Let
I
it
think
burn, but put
sometimes,
the flames out.
With the kind of music that I make, people forget that I have that in me. I've had to do that a few times, and some of it I'm not proud of because I've definitely taken it to hell a few times. But that particular time, I think it was very timely. It was fun. And it reminded people, don't play with me like
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely. We were just talking about, when being submissive works, but then sometimes you got to step out of that.
Let that dog
Let
out.
that dog out. That's what you did. Absolutely. All right, let's talk about projects, right? So you have right now the brand Healed Hoochie.
Yes.
Tell us what Healed Hoochie means and the inspiration that came with it.
Yeah, so Healed Hoochie is really speaking to my evolution as a woman, as a feminine woman, as a sexual being, just being out here dating and loving and growing. And just the duality of like being a woman who seeks to be healed, but recognizing that there's still things that I have to grow from. And so it's just embracing both the healed parts of me, the hoochie parts of me. They all make me. They all make me dope. And so yeah, that's how the brand was born.
Nice. I love it. And then with the Healed Hoochie brand, there's a trilogy. So we got
It's I think, what's the word for four?
It's a
tetralogy, I think is what Negasha called it. I don't know. Don't make me
I was
lie.
gonna say
And
a
I'm using
quad.
good with my words. But yeah, there's 4 of them now. So
There
Sacred
is.
Pack rounds out that body of work.
Yep. So we got Toxic Pack, Jada Pack, Rare Pack, and then Sacred Pack.
Yes.
Out of those 4, what because we all got our baby, right?
Yeah.
Which is your favorite pack?
They're all very different on purpose. They all speak to different parts of me. So the Rare Pack was like, that's when I was transitioning to Atlanta and just kind of leaning into the fact that I'm actually really her. And really just saying that and embracing that and testing that out in a different market. And so then Toxic Pack was about my toxic traits, my last relationship, and just all the raggedy parts of that. And Jada, Jada's so special to me. I don't know, but Sacred's the most fire to me. It's my love letter to God, and so I don't know. They all speak to really different and important parts of me. It's hard to choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, with the evolution of it, do you go back sometimes and look at it like, man, I came a long way?
Yes.
And how does that help motivate you outside of just your artist space?
Just recognizing that I've come so far and I've put so much into this work. I've been doing music since 2009 actively, and so, man, I'm scratching 40. That's crazy to say, but
You don't look it.
praise God.
You don't look it at all.
Praise God. But
we ain't telling nobody else.
And that's okay. I'm proud of it, because I think somebody recently just posted this. There's so much age shaming around hip hop, and I'm just grateful to still be motivated, to still be ambitious, to still have a desire to do this and to pour into it and allow it to pour into me. And so I'm still one of those people who is very optimistic about my career and where I can take this, you know, beyond the Twin Cities. And so, yeah, looking back on the bodies of work that I've created, it just motivates me to keep going.
Absolutely. Speaking of Twin Cities, right? Because do you consider yourself a local artist?
No.
You passed that, right?
I am.
Okay, so how do you feel about people who box themselves into the local scene, right? And then also on top of that, how do you feel like an artist who wants to get out of that space to be seen more on a regional level or even past that globally? What do you feel like they need to do to get to that point?
I think it's not necessarily for me to speak on folks who box themselves in locally, because all of our ambitions are different. Everybody doesn't have a desire to go beyond the Twin Cities, and that's okay. I actually prefer when people stay in their lane, because you out of my way.
Ooh.
And so I think in terms of like wanting to grow and do more and go beyond the Twin Cities, you just got to put yourself out there, travel, seek opportunities and collaborations outside of the city. And I'm so far from where I want to be in terms of the reach that I have. The only reason I don't consider myself local is because I move around. I'm actually booked for South by Southwest next week, and that's from a connection that I made. Thank you. In Atlanta, just on a humbug, being willing to travel, being willing to network. And so I was invited to do that. I'm not paying to do that. Somebody asked me to come. And so, yeah, that's how you make that happen.
Will that be your first time?
No, this will be my second time at South by Southwest.
Okay.
That's lit.
How was your first time when you went?
It was cool. It was different. I think it was after the pandemic, and so just from the things that I heard, South by Southwest has drastically changed.
Yeah.
And so I wish that I had gotten to experience what it was like before, but my personal experience was pretty good.
Boy, South by Southwest
lit.
I've never seen it.
I personally say, if you are an artist and you are really, really about that life, you have to at least one time in your life go down there and network. It's a beautiful city, especially when it's not raining. But just seeing the avenues of different people really putting it down like that, like I'm proud, and I'm like eager to go back myself. But I've been down there plenty of times, and that is definitely a stepping stone for artists, especially if you're trying to definitely make those connections. So
Definitely,
you should definitely do that. Definitely do that.
Nice. So we just spoke on, artists doing what they need to do to be seen on a bigger platform, a bigger level. You, Righteous, the MC, who said he just dropped, he had made a story saying, hip hop media outlets.
Yeah.
Why y'all not pushing these artists that just dropped? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's the outlet's job to help push our artists and get them seen on bigger platforms, or is it something that the artist needs to reach out to these platforms to make sure it happens?
I think it's both and that's why my response, although I absolutely agree with Righteous MC, my response was, how do we cultivate these relationships? How do we make sure that we're connected so that when we do drop, the outlets know we are invited, and it's a dance.
Yeah.
Right? We got to be in it together. And so Yeah.
Okay,
It's a both and for me.
I agree. I feel like with me really stepping into this media outlet, because I mean I'm an artist myself, right? But I love entertainment all around, so I like to dib and dab in multiple things: hosting, music, media, and all that.
Yeah.
I do feel like that now being in this position that I have a sense of responsibility,
Absolutely.
though, for sure. Because I mean, in a sense, and I'm not saying I'm the gatekeeper, but in a sense, I'm a gatekeeper at this point between an artist who has a dream to get their music on the radio, but now me having the platform to put their music on the radio.
Everybody has to do their work, right? It's my job to make sure y'all have the music, that that we're building the relationship, that I'm putting myself out there so that I could be seen. But you know, as the media outlets, y'all also have to do y'all research, and I think it's a both and. If everybody's doing their work, I think Minnesota will actually be further along instead of trying to figure out who's supposed to reach out to who. It's like being in a toxic relationship. Oh, you call me first. Oh, you call me first.
Right.
Like, well, you the man.
Lead then. I was just about to say lead then.
I am low-key afraid on how far this conversation is going to
And
go
we-
today.
Oh, and when you leave, it's gonna turn into a feminine conversation for sure.
Hey,
Shout out to
I'm
Minnesota.
not
He just dropped an
against
album
it.
as well. I think it's an EP. But
Oh yeah, Meta. Oh my God, that
Okay.
is that
I love
is
him.
like.
Yep.
So
I'm not
raw.
even gonna lie. All of y'all that dropped within this last month,
It's really the season of the elite.
it is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is. I
absolutely.
went to Righteous listening party at Urban Lights.
I'm so sad I missed it.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
Like if you have not heard that album, go
It's
listen
so
to
good.
it. It's phenomenal.
I gotta listen to Kaleem's too.
Oh yeah,
Kaleem's
yeah. He's a fire artist as
phenomenal.
well.
Peace Soul. Oh
I gotta
my.
work with Peace Soul. Peace
Yes.
Soul cold.
Yes.
We gonna get a few of them in here too. Watch.
Yep.
We gonna get them in here.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else am I missing? I'm missing somebody.
That just recently dropped.
Yeah.
A few people this job.
A couple of man.
A couple did just
Like
drop.
I said, to all you gladiators, all you gladiators in those pins,
Hip Hop
y'all-
Avengers.
Yeah.
like y'all are really setting the standard right now, and I am so thankful to be in this moment to where I can also help out and showcase y'all talents.
Absolutely.
I love that.
And just like I said, for it being what it is, like we do have something to say.
Absolutely.
And we ain't gonna let it die with just Prince 10 years ago.
Yeah,
We gonna
come
keep this
on.
rolling.
Come on, you
And
better
I'm
preach.
loving it.
You better
I'm loving
preach.
it.
You definitely preaching
Pastor.
over here.
Yes,
So
yes.
real quick, who do you
Hold
who
on,
do you
hold on,
think?
say it again.
Pastor, you better preach.
No, I want. Yes.
Yes.
Come on now,
Love it.
this
I'm
man
sorry,
over
I'm
here.
I'm a fly on the wall right now. I'm cool.
So who do you feel like is dominating the hip hop scene right now as far as the men and the women? You know, cause they all coming hard. You know, like we just said, all these
In the Twin
projects
Cities
just
or
dropped.
just in
in the
general?
Twin Cities right now. Like who does hip hop feel like it belongs to at this moment?
You know what? I can't really say. I feel like the women been kind of quiet. I know SJ recently dropped not too long ago.
Yep.
But this is the thing. I think
that's who I was thinking about. SJ.
SJ, the Afrocentric
Oh my
Ratchet.
gosh.
No,
Shout out
she's
to
fire.
her. I love
She's
her
fire.
bad. Shout out to Taylor Brienne as well. I think when the women are quiet, people should be afraid.
Because we cooking. We
We in the kitchen. And so the women have not really been dropping as of recently, but I think I'ma always give it up for the ladies.
Absolutely.
I'll make sure
Always.
I give me a plate. Yes, sir.
I know secretly there's a few powerhouses cooking, and I ain't gonna say no names, but you know, one of them might be on my album, you know, with a little, you know, razzle dazzle. But yeah, I know Maya Marshall's cooking up with Muja. That's gonna be crazy. Y'all not even ready for that. Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. I love it. Well, real quick, y'all, we're gonna go into well, it's the end of the wake up.
Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock, so we do have to get
We
in and
woke.
get up out of here. We woke, but
We
we
woke.
are going to continue the interview for a few more minutes here. If you want to watch the rest of the interview, you have to go to YouTube, Day TV Network. That's DAE TV Network to watch the remainder. All right. But we appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure y'all follow DJ Intenz.
Yep, real DJ INTENZ.
Yes, and then follow me on all social media platforms, all things _DAE. That's today, and
yep.
the radio station Power 104.7 on IG and Facebook.
And
And
make
follow
sure
me too, Nakara Forje,
Yes.
NakaraForje on all things.
Absolutely.
And make sure y'all go to our website, Power 104.7, and click that donation button for the Center of Broadcast Journalism.
Yep.
Also, you could go to that website too, which is centerforbroadcastjournalism.org.
AKA Day TV.
Day TV.
Day TV.
Some Day TV.
Day TV.
You are now watching the Day TV Network.
All right, y'all. We are back for the second half of the interview with Nakara Forje, lyricist, MC, curator, mother, healed Hoochie.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we back in the building. Intenz had the family emergency that he had to run to, but we just gonna keep the thing moving. You know what I'm saying?
We rocking.
Yes. So let's pick up where we left off a little bit. So we were speaking on Minnesota outlets and stuff like that. How do you feel about? Do you feel like Minnesota as consumers support artists here?
I do. I think we have one of the best support bases, actually, and especially if you could tap in with the Palm Colors, you could really get a big support system here.
Okay.
I think, people really show up in Minnesota.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so.
Okay, because I feel like so I think I told you this before. Me and you have a similar brand. You have Healed Hoochie, and I have Former City Girl. I'm rocking the hat right now, and we stand on a lot of the same principles as far as what the brand means to us. And I feel like when I switched over my artistry a little bit, going from making quote unquote secular music, speaking about things that in pop culture is important because that's what brings in listeners and all of that.
Yeah.
I feel like I lost a little bit of my support, from people who supported me before because I'm not willing to dress a certain way. I'm not willing to talk about certain things, or even showing up in spaces that no longer serve me. So I feel like I've lost a little bit of that support system. Do you feel like you've got any of that with, you healing and choosing not to talk about certain things or be in certain spaces?
I think honestly my expectation for who supports me is just different because I've always been a very authentic and very much God-led artist, even when I wasn't always leaning into, God-led content, right? I think I expect to be set apart. I don't expect everybody to rock with me and my message and my authenticity. And so with that expectation, there are just some people that I may not reach, and I'm okay with that.
That's dope. That's dope. Do you feel like with the message, because you do give messages through your music, your love for God, you healing through that and all, and being in places or putting yourself in places where you're able to take in the blessings that He's giving you, right? Do you consider yourself a Christian hip hop artist now, or is it more like motivational or just inspirational?
No, I'm not a Christian hip hop artist. I'm a Christian.
Okay.
Right? And so you're going to get that in the messaging. Okay. I don't want to box myself into being a Christian or a gospel artist. No, that's not me. Right. I'm going to cuss. I'm going to talk a little crazy. Yeah. But that's the energy that God has endowed me with. That's why I'm able to reach the people I'm able to reach. And so, no, I'm a Christian who loves hip hop.
Okay. Would you do features with Christian or a gospel artist if it made
sense? Yeah. But that's not something I'm forcing.
Right.
Like Javante Patton is on my new album. Right. Okay. And so I love his music. Right. And he rocks with me as a person. And so that authentically aligns. But in terms of just doing it just to do it, no.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about balancing motherhood and entrepreneurship. You mentioned earlier you got your son, and I know he's a huge inspiration, to all your music really, but within this last one, Sacred, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about, you don't got to get deep into it because I know some people like to keep their family private and things like that. But tell us a little bit about how your son inspired you within your music industry, your music journey, and do you have plans on, like, is he into music, stuff like that?
Yeah. My son really just inspires me to be a better person, to be a great mom, to be a better follower of Christ. He's really spiritual. My son is very tapped in.
Nice.
And so just knowing that he's watching me, knowing that, I'm raising him to be better than me, it keeps me on my toes.
Absolutely.
It keeps me motivated and, you know, having a desire to have integrity. And so, yeah, I think just he's my why, right? So yeah, just constantly just wanting to make him proud keeps me going. Yeah,
I love that. Okay, so is it hard to balance motherhood with entrepreneurship and you being an artist and all that?
Absolutely, yeah. But wherever I could plug my son in, like he was at my sacred show, he was like the only kid there, and that's okay. I take him to the studio. He was at the lock-in, and Intenz was talking about at Urban Lights, and so I try to expose him to that part of my life. I want him to be the kind of person who's not afraid to chase his dreams, to pursue what he really desires to do, even if it's not the norm. And I never want him to feel left out or like I'm putting anything before him. And so any opportunity I have to take him with me, I do.
Nice. Do you see any artistry coming from him
now? He's absolutely a creative.
Really?
Yeah, he's in piano lessons right now. Oh. And he just sings and raps, and he's on the album as well.
Oh, snap. That's fire.
Yeah, he's everything.
I love that. Okay. And then balancing entrepreneurship with music, because I did see you say on a story or was a post or something where you were like you've been blessed to be able to still pay your bills without having to work for corporate America. Give us a little bit on how you are able to navigate that, and does it get hard?
Yeah, just honestly utilizing all of my gifts. I'm a really great organizer, a curator. So I've gotten into project management. I have my project management certification from Spelman.
Nice.
And so just finding opportunities that align with all of who I am and not just some of who I am. And so the work doesn't always feel like work. It always feels like it's an addition to where I truly desire to go. And so doing a lot of contract opportunities, finding spaces where I can facilitate, working with nonprofits I built relationship with over the years.
Okay.
And so just doing things more on my term. I've actually recently, though, just gotten a full-time position, so I'm excited about that. It's my first time working like a job in a few years, and so I am the senior events manager with Powderhorn Park.
Nice.
And
But
so
it's still mixed into what you like to do.
I'll be
putting on
organizing
things.
arts festivals and things like that.
That's
and
dope.
So yeah, more alignment, more opportunity for me to, give platform to my people, and yeah, it's right there with what I do. And so,
Love it. So let's talk a little bit more into healing, right? Because we've seen you, and you've been publicly open with this, right? You going through the different emotions of grieving, the different emotions of I wouldn't necessarily call it identity crisis, but just trying to figure out, where who you are now fits in with the things that you love to do.
Yeah.
Do you feel like grief from you losing your sister, Essence, you recently lost your father, all those things, do you feel like that has put you in a new place with music that you don't think that you would be at if it wasn't for those things that happened?
That's a good question. Absolutely. And I believe that's what the Bible means by all things work for the good of those who love the Lord, right? Or count it all joy, right? Because I'm able to use those experiences in my music.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to speak to that had I not gone through it.
Right.
And so, yeah, I believe this album, Sacred in particular, is a culmination of all the losses that I've taken and just my process and getting through it and growing through it and becoming a better woman because of it.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, dope. And then Sacred is on Even.
Yep.
Right. What is Even? Because I didn't know what that was. I was like, what is this? Because I have been seeing, certain independent artists like Russ and a bunch of them talking about, like, when you release your music, don't release it on these distribution platforms. Release it on some third party or independent website or something to be able to make all your money, right? You probably got to give them maybe a few, something out of it, but bring all that money straight back into you instead of giving it to these corporations and stuff. So let us know what Even is.
Even is a direct-to-consumer platform. Really, I don't know that. I feel like it leans heavily into hip-hop, or maybe that's just the sector that I know more of.
Okay.
But I seen La Russell using it. Shout out to Money Hill Casino. He also advised me to use it. But it just allows you to better connect with your audience directly, versus just dropping your music in the ocean with a bunch of other artists. You know what I mean?
Right.
The lack of visibility, in addition to the lack of financial gain. And so I have made more off of this album than I've probably made off of all 10 of the projects that I've put out in the last 15 years.
Wow. That's dope. That actually proves a lot. That kind of brings me back when Nipsey Hussle, he was out here selling his albums for $100, right? And some people was like, that's crazy. Who's finna buy a project for 100 albums? But
you set your price.
Yeah, and then if people believe in you, they believe in your artistry, they believe in what you got going on, they gonna pay that.
Come on.
Regardless.
Exactly.
So, and those are real supporters. Those are the people that like really rock with you heavy.
Literally
so sometimes taking that leap and being like, look, I'm finna sell this for $100, that might be the best thing you can do for your music.
My project is pay what you can, and so I've had people pay as high as $60, but the average is like $35 that people are paying for my project. And so I'm really grateful for that. Like, it costs thousands of dollars to make a project.
Facts. That's why it takes me so long to drop.
Thousands of dollars. And by the grace of God, I am a McKnight Fellow. And so I've had the resources to be able to pour into this project, which is probably why it's also, coming differently. But man, it's so expensive to be an artist. And so when people are like, that's too much, you just not my people. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
People pay for what they want.
Absolutely.
They invest in what they value.
Absolutely.
And so I'm just grateful to be, someone that people see value in.
Absolutely.
I'm good ground.
Yeah. I would say, I told you before we got on the interview, but I did buy the project because we were looking, because and to me, I was like, instead of reaching out to you, and I'm glad that you sent us the music anyways, but instead of reaching out to you and being like, hey, send us the music, right? I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy the whole project. Yeah. And then I have access to all of it. You know what I'm saying? I could pull from what I want to pull from. So I'll tell you how much I paid for, just because I'm gonna let you know. I paid 10 for it. Okay. I don't know if that matters to you or not on the price side.
I'm just grateful that you paid. If somebody pays $1 for it, I'm grateful, right? Because like on streaming, you're getting like pennies. Yeah. For the work. Yeah. Right. And so I'm able to see who purchased it. Yep. And how much they paid. I'm grateful for whatever you pay, but like, it's less about the dollar amount and more about the intention.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're gonna slowly start to wrap up here, but I want to get deeper into the Healed Hoochie brand, right? Because like I said, we both have a brand that are speaking, very similar things, right? Do you plan to drop a podcast or anything that's kind of, getting deeper into what the Healed Hoochie is?
I don't know. Okay. So I do have a podcast, but it's more so based off of the last project. So I have the Toxic Healed Hoochie podcast, and then I have a podcast dropping with one of the artists on my album. Okay. Speaking more to the sacred vibe. Okay. I don't know if that's something I want to commit to consistently. Okay. I think the podcast space is much like music, right? It's oversaturated. And so just figuring out, one, my capacity, and two, how is this really going to add to the people? And so if I can't speak strongly to either of those questions, then I'm cool. I'll do my one-offs. But yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, y'all, that is Nakara Forje with the Healed Hoochie Sacred Pack that's out right now. You can get it on Even. So even.com.
even.biz,
evenbiz. Yep. Make sure y'all go and get that. Make sure y'all follow her. You want to tell them again?
Yes, Nakara Forje, NAKARAFORJE, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. My music is on all streaming platforms. I don't know if Sacred will be available on all platforms. I might keep it sacred, but definitely get it on Even Biz. It's pay what you can. If it's just $1, y'all, I appreciate you sewing it to me.
Absolutely. All right, y'all, we finna get up out of here. Thanks, y'all, again. Make sure y'all follow the channel, Day TV Network, on IG. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. And then follow me, your girl, all things _DAE on all social media. And the real DJ Intenz on IG as well. We out of here, y'all. See y'all next time.
Peace.